Welcome to Adam and Kate plus hate. I am Kate.
I am Adam, Sagittarius.
Sagittarius.
Yeah. Capricorn, but I just like saying Sagittarius because of the state. I love that fucking show.
I am a Leo, but um my I had someone do my like full on birth chart once. Like, with you know, let's go back to when you were conceived type shit. And she was like,
Oh.
"You were supposed to be a Cancer." And I was like, "Okay."
Like, where I live in Greenville, there's not a lot of witch stores, but we got a couple. But 50 miles up the road in Asheville, uh, I avoid any conversation about anything astrology because I feel like I'll just come off like a total asshole, which is totally Capricorn behavior. But like I can't take that seriously, but at the same time, I will have arguments about the finer points of Grand Theft Auto as a whole, as a series and cultural impact. So I'm just weird in a different way. But they're obsessed with their thing. I'm obsessed with my thing. Nary the two shall meet. But that shit is there's like 20 crystal stores in Asheville.
Mm.
The competition is
I
fierce.
I what I do find funny, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. It's just not really for me. I do find fascinating, like, you're really into astrology and crystals, but you scoff at people who get involved in organized religion.
It's one hand washing the other. It's all it is.
Just like, well,
Well,
why
gods and
is
stars. That's when I worship the stars. It's kind of the same.
yeah, I guess. Anyhow, how are you this week? How are you feeling?
Good. I did an interview podcast with another comic, and she asked me like specific questions, and I think I did okay. I gave what I hope were insightful answers. I've seen some of the other stuff, and it seems way more happy. And I was like, no, give a serious answer. Like this is a chance to express to other people that may not understand how difficult of a person you can be, why you are difficult. And one of the standout questions was like, "Do you feel like changing?" I was like, "No." and she asked me why. I said, "Part of it's like the person who I am now is someone who I'm very happy with. I don't want to change to lose that." And I think because I've grown in all these different aspects, I finally hit a point where I don't want to lose anything. Like,
Mm,
I mean, I'll listen, I'll have conversation, I'll be civil, I'll be flexible, but, like, core values that I thought, could change, like, those are still there, they're just more solidified with how I view the world and how I view people, and now the growth that I've had as a person to not be a total dickhead has made it so that, like, I can express that and, like, be the person who I'm actually supposed to be and not be weirdly fearful of it, so that was pretty
mm.
cool. I did a C plus at comedy tonight at best to follow up with that. Um, so being self-aware is cool. And,
They can't all
I
be winners, man.
no, last week was an A plus. This was a C plus. Look, I'm averaging a B. That's better than most.
Hell yeah.
How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. I am adjusting to a new schedule. Um, my day starts at I wake up at 6 now. So I can be at work by 7 because I gotta unlock the church so it's ready for all the stuff that happens there.
I
Um,
It's still mind-blowing that you work there. I saw it's very cool. It's
Thank
just got
you.
it's got just a
I
fuckload of history that I think is awesome.
it it yeah, I myself have not fully comprehended that this is a real thing in my life. Um, but it's what's so funny is the church is like within our world, right? It's noted as like a pretty legendary, important like hardcore venue here in Philly. Um, but it is also like it's just a it's just a church. It's a Unitarian church. Um, you know, they got all sorts of church stuff happening there all throughout the week. It's also like a people rent it out for weddings. People, you know, Penn's Kendo Club uses rooms within it to practice, like
That's
5
wild.
nights a week. There's a music school that uses our building to practice, like for its classes. Um, there's fully two s- two separate daycares meet in the building. One on the other side of the basement from where the shows happen. The other on the third floor. Like,
Dude,
and this isn't just like, oh, like a teacher and like 5 kids are in one of our side rooms. Like, no, these are like full built out dedicated spaces.
it's you work at one of the culturally probably one of the most important community centers on the East Coast. And the fact that like the kids in the daycare center don't come mosh, I feel is a missed opportunity. And I feel like that you should have them start a band.
I mean, the
Start
vision
today.
is there.
Yeah. They're like 11 and they're touring. So like, why not the kids at the daycare? Why can't they start?
Be nice, Adam. Start today or at least 15.
Look, I'm being nice. Listen, if I was 11 years old in a band that was touring, do you know how many PlayStation games I would be able to afford? Like, I think that's one of the sickest things that they're so young and like I'm old as fuck. If that was my life at their age, I think they're all like 17, 18 now. But like if that was my life then, with as full bore as I ran into hardcore in my teens, yo,
I
that
didn't
would be
realize those
awesome.
kids were that young. Like, I knew there were like some young kids, but like I thought they at least were like at least able to drop out of high school, if not having like formally graduated.
I think they're like 17, 18. I don't know what their school status is, but like I still think it's cool that like that would how weird would it be if I knew their school status? That's like, hey, you can't do the podcast
That'd
anymore.
be a
Time
little
to make a phone call.
strange.
But
I
like
have questions.
like if I was their age doing that. Like when I was their age, I wanted to be a pro snowboarder and pro skateboarder. So like music was cool, but I was like, let me do sports to get me hurt real bad. And that's what I did. And I loved it. And again, Thrasher's how I found hardcore. But like my goal was like, I'm gonna have a signature shoe, not a fucking record release party. And I think it's cool that they got to do that. They're living out a dream that grown ass adults will never be able to achieve. And I again, I didn't get to do my teenage dream. They did. I think that's sick as fuck. My teenage dream now is I
It's
have a skateboard company, and again, in my 40s. So it's one of those things that like that's kind of cool that I got to do that after saying for years I would do it. So I'm pretty. It's all full circle to
that's
some
cool as hell.
degree.
Yeah. At any rate, um, apologies. My new schedule, we're recording pretty late, so I'm a little. I've always been tired doing this show, but I am particularly tired the last couple of weeks as I adjust to a new life. Um, we're gonna keep things short. We're gonna keep things sweet this week. I mean, you downloaded this, you know this, you've seen the runtime. Um,
3 hours.
3 hours. Do that joke that everyone who makes long form content on YouTube makes, where it's like they midway through the video they're like, just don't pay attention, don't look at the runtime, don't look, just don't pay attention. Um,
Press play and chill.
Do mine eyes deceive me? Are you wearing an integrity jersey over? Is that a long sleeve? What is happening?
So there's this company called Outcast Mentality. If you've watched the show or listened to it, you know that I love Muay Thai. I've been doing it for almost a decade, and I've been trying to find cool rash guards or compression tops, compression leggings, band merch, like probably can wear it to class. And I found this company called Outcast Mentality, and he did integrity compression tops or rash guards. If you do BJJ, he has long sleeves like I got right here, and he has short sleeves. And I have some ratty old ones. I have two good ones. I need more in general, so I bought one, and he put up these jerseys. So I bought. I mean, listen, my two favorite bands are Integrity and Self Defense Family. If I have a chance to buy merch that I can use, I'm going to buy it. So if you do combat sports or want just sick ass compression gear, head over to Outcast Mentality. I think it's Outcast Mentality slash .bigcartel.com. He's got a couple of the jerseys left, but if you're looking for a new rash guard, like the blank this is on is the same that we have for Raja Academy. So I knew it was going to fit good. I knew it was going to not have a weird chemical smell. But I got that in the mail today, and I was like,
Nice.
I don't, I don't have a hoodie ready to go, but I do have this. Plus, I wanted to see how it looked, and I was like, every band jersey is either black and red, and this one happened to be, and or they're like blue and white. So I got
Hmm.
the popular, easy to screen print on ones like All Style or whatever, at All Style Athletics or some shit. But if you know the fit, they fit great. I like the sewn together ones like my Unbroken Wings and my Contention one. They make an Integrity one. I'm buying three. Uh, but I'll buy two. But like I'm hoping he makes Muay Thai shorts. I'll buy the shit out of those. I know they're doing some Madball Muay Thai shorts from another company. So if I'm gonna rep two things I love at once, why can't I?
Hell yeah.
So shout out Outcast Mentality for putting some sick ass functional gear for me, and then sick ass jerseys to deal with this goddamn heat.
Dude, it is brutal. And one thing I do miss about my old job, I worked in a hospital. We had central air. The church is a 150-year-old building. It does not have central air.
You got fans. You got floor fans. That's all you got.
My office has this like vent fan built into the wall. Uh, so like it sucks air through like, out of my office into the adjacent office just to make sure air circulates. So, it's very feel very 1950s. Um, but did you get anything else in the mail this week? Was it
Yes,
just the intake stuff?
yes, it did. I got some coffee, but that's not really the right thing. I got some records. Weird. Um, some of which I'm very happy about. One of which I got because
Others of which I am furious about.
I bought some a completionist, and we talked about it in the group chat with Josh. But I got the Zayo Pillars EP, the 10.
Nice.
Um, I know it's all like PA bands, the covers of like Abnegation, Puritan, Passover, Creation is Crucifixion. Um, Zayo to a certain point is a West Virginia band, so they could have done Lincoln or Kathy Mattea or more Lincoln and Kathy Mattea. So we didn't have a lot, but I covered two songs from each. But like, I think it's cool they did that. It's just a
All
10.
both West Virginia bands.
Yeah. They could do a Karma to Burn song, but that's all instrumental. Dan could beatbox through it if I guess if he wanted to. Um, uh, I had my friend Dave who runs Santa Time. I bought some records off him because one, I told him I'd buy them for like months. I just forgot to, and two, I asked him to pick me some stuff up where he was at this past weekend, and we'll get to that. But the first thing I got from him, I got "In Remembrance Will Always Have the Memories" So this is like that melodic metalcore kind of stuff,
Mhm.
and it's not like it's almost like I want to say the softer side, but like it's definitely for like it's of a time, and it was a band that I didn't know much about. I think they're a local more to him than to me, but I got this cool little weird cloudy gold uh variant out of 100.
Nice.
Um, and it's again, it's a kind of band that like if I'd heard on MySpace, I would have definitely gone to see him. Definitely would have picked up a shirt from back in the day. So this is a band that I don't think really got a lot of eyes on it, but seeing that this is on vinyl via Santa Time, I'm very happy about that. And the other thing I got from him, he put out a band called Bella Kiss, and the record's called For Those Who Don't Believe. He did a black cover and a white cover. This has white vinyl in it. Long Island band. Think like Taking Back Sunday, Silent Majority, Glassjaw, like put them together, like that kind of sound in
Okay.
the early aughts. Very cool record, really slept on band, and I had forgotten about. There was two songs on this record. They were the Virgin Veteran and Oval of Blight that I had on like a digital mixtape that a friend made me via the old YSI Lambgoat upload threads. They had the song title but not the band, so
Mm.
I didn't remember it. So I played the record. And I was like, motherfucker, that's who it is. So it was something I was familiar with. Bye, sweetheart. Love you. Have fun at work. Um, now he was at Hellfest this past weekend selling his wares. I think he still has some deals going on. SantaTimeRecordings.com. Get on Insta. Tell him I sent you. He's an amazing human being. But he picked up a couple things for me because I wasn't there. And the first thing he got me was he got me the Holder self-titled EP, a band that we've been championing on this channel for a while on this show. But they did a Thursday Rip cover,
Cool.
and this, I don't know what the vinyl was for all mine just happens to be blue, but mine is number 48 out of 69. Nice. And Days put it out. So this like they did a Dillinger Escape Plan Weapon X variant for Hellfest this year. Um
Nice.
if you like Dillinger, you would have bought it. If you like Weapon X, you would have bought it. I just prefer they blew me away when I saw them with Shai Hulud, so I've been championing the fuck out of this band. Um, it still reminds me of This Day Forward on this record, especially. Good metalcore out of Boston of a certain era, and like they hit that sound better for as young as they are, which is pretty awesome. Next thing I got from
I'm
him.
stoked. I'm gonna get to see them next month. They're playing at the church. Um, I don't know how. I'm probably not gonna stick around for the whole show. Just because old. Uh, they are they're opening for Vanna.
Yeah, I remember Vanna from their I saw them at the final Disembodied Harvest reunion, Disembodied whatever that show was in Minneapolis I went to. They were the one of the opening bands. They were very good. I think they're coming to Greenville pretty soon, Greenville area pretty soon.
Yeah,
So I'm pretty excited about
and
that.
then main support on that is that new hotness. I promise the world. Uh, so
Band is going to
what do
blow
we
up
got
this
here?
year. All right, so Baltimore, Maryland's known for a lot of things. Hardcore is one of them, but with Ferret being back and putting stuff out, uh, they put out Torn Apart 59 Session. This is, uh, I used to get this EP mixed up with the For the Love of In Consequence of EP, but I love Torn Apart. Like this specific EP, the full length, I hope they put out on vinyl again or in general. But I got this weird little yellowish highlighter, green, ghostly looking record. And this was apparently a Fest exclusive. So now that the Ferret site is up and running, I don't know if I'll ever put these up or if they do later, but this is out of 200. Um, Torn
Word.
Apart was a band that never really got its due. Definitely in the weirder side of aggressive hardcore. And then to me, the most important record that they had there out of everything, um, which is going to be a big talking point about today. Remembering Never, God Save Us. They did a repressing of it, Mean Pete Forever. So it's nice to finally have this in my hands. I have not played this copy yet. Um, I've never had a copy of this on vinyl. I got a couple of the other ones via Over and Out Recording. Shout out Brendan and Dead Truth as well when they did the last LP. But this was limited to 200, and it's the 20th anniversary of the record as well. And this particular variant is this crazy little splatter joint right here.
Dope.
Mean Pete Forever. And it's nice to know that Remembering Never is now back in print, at least especially for this record. And I think they're a band that like I said, a lot of people really cared about, meant a lot to a lot of people, and a band that I definitely really loved. And I got very lucky to see a handful of times. Mean Pete Forever, and uh,
Oh, yeah.
it's nice to see someone's past work back in print. So maybe we might get She Looks So Good in Red one day. I hope we get the Until the End represses. I hope that happens. I hope we get Bishop repressed. I just feel like people like Mean Pete, people like him are people that like have changed people's lives. And I think having their catalog out as many ways humanly possible is important. So whether it's Bishop, whether it's Until the End, whether it's Remembering Never, whether it's Ether Coven, like he was someone who did a lot for a lot of people musically and probably helped them grow as people and introduce them to ideas. So I people like that are
Absolutely.
important. So it's nice seeing that record back in print. So that was my mail.
That's awesome. Well, you assigned me Remembering Never as my homework last week.
It did.
Um, so for whatever reason, I just made the decision to listen through it backwards, like the discography. And there's a very clear between the first record and the last record, they sound like completely different bands, but it was cool to see the smooth evolution between the two. Um, just the other direction. I think I I gotta say I much preferred the later material to the earlier stuff. Pete's vocals on that first record are kind of rough. I
Okay.
don't know if that is just a.
It's not him on that EP, Suffocate My Words. It's not him.
I didn't get to the EP. I just did the full lengths. Did
Oh,
I fuck up?
oh, okay. Okay. The reason why the first She Looks So Good in Red, I believe that's most of the EP and new songs written by the original vocalist. So I don't even
Okay.
know if how much input he had into the writing of that stuff, but he had joined the band. So that if that could have been why.
So yeah, I listened through This Hell Is Home, God Save Us, Women and Children, Looks So Good in Red, and Suffocate My Words. Okay. So Suffocate My Words is not Pete?
No, that's a different singer, and he left before they signed to Ferret, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And Pete joined the band before they signed to Ferret, or right as they signed to Ferret, and
Okay.
that's when he took over, and so his first time on the band was She Looks So Good in Red, and like I said, most of
Okay.
that was the previous singer's lyrics, and I think some of the previous players, they wrote a lot of that record as the band changed members.
Okay. Yeah. So Suffocate My Words to You was definitely my least favorite. It was their weakest material. But there's a lot of I really appreciate the intensity on all of it. It sounded like Misery Signals gave up some of the melody to be more aggressive. If that
Yeah.
if that tracks.
The way they were described to me, before I just bought the CD randomly at Hellfest 2001, 2002, whenever it came out. Never listened to the band, but the kid that we by the name of Dave, who we took up there, shout out Dave. I hope you're doing good wherever you're at. He's like, yeah, this band's like if Poison the Well and Turmoil decided to write a band and got into double bass. and like we're divorced dads. I was like, all right. Then that, I was like, all
Yeah.
right, fair enough.
The some of the like I she looks so good in red definitely does that early 2000s thing where like we need to bring the whole record to a ass grinding halt so there can be like a ill-conceived acoustic track like
Love that song
three
so much.
songs before the end for some reason.
I love that song
Um
so much. I
it's not
really do.
good. I'm sorry. I started I you can like it. I just understand you're wrong. I listened to 30 seconds. I listened to 30 seconds. I like scrolled through it a little bit. It was like, is this the whole song? And I was like, it was. I'm like, okay, I get it. And I just skipped it. It no. Uh then is it Women and Children that ends with a 12-minute long song that
And
is like a decent chunk of which is just the same breakdown multiple times in a row.
it goes to silence, and there's a cover at the end of it. I forget the cover on it,
Okay.
but it's a cover. Um, that was the record that like to me was like, okay, now this is Pete's band. There are some
Yeah, they
serious
definitely
changes.
there is a very marked change. God Save Us was and This Hell is Home are definitely my favorites. Um, God Save Us definitely has like markedly more mature lyrics. And also like This Hell is Home, the production quality just very much leveled up. Sounded way more full. I really appreciated there was a lot more chaos back on She Looks So Good in Red that I very much appreciated.
Very of the times too for
Very
that
of the
area.
times. Yeah, right, like, there was a lot of that in the water, back in '02. Um, but overall, really, really good. Definitely a band that I'll be going back to more, especially when I, I'm in the mood for that era of metalcore. Um, I don't know why it just was a blind spot for me for the longest time, but, yeah, Mean Pete forever. I
Yeah,
think
me
I
me
think
forever.
I may have mentioned, my favorite of his bands, is probably still Ether Coven. I don't know, it's fucking dark and it's really and cool. Um,
I think he was living up in Atlanta, 'cause I know he lived in Atlanta for a while. He moved up from Florida, which, you know, not the furthest of moves, but an entirely different landscape. And Ether Coven was a band that I think we tried to get in, here a couple of times. We just couldn't make it happen. But, um, I, I was lucky enough to have a handful of really good conversations with him, and this is years upon years ago. And, online and in the real world. I remember we fucking were screaming at each other in Huntington, West Virginia at the River Valley riot about our opinions about shit. We were just fucking yelling at each other. And it was just he's like, "You're wrong." I'm like, "No, you're wrong." And I forget what it was over. And it was something like the end of that conversation. I know that the next day I made a change in my life because it was so impactful. Like I really wish I remember what it was because that was many blows to the head ago. And I think it was just maybe I remember what it's how I communicate with people. It was one of those it was like not to be better at like not coming off aggressive even though you're like paying compliments or you're being nice to people. It was just like you need to come off being less aggressive and you sound dickish. I was like, I can't fucking change my voice. This is my voice. What do you want? And like learning how to change that tone and how I spoke was pretty impactful. And like that helped me out a lot. And we made fun of some people on the internet. in the Furnace Fest group. And I, again, just like a very kind person that I got to have some cool conversations with, be getting older and shit. And like, he was just a very wonderful person. The last time I got to see him, was when he came on stage with Shai Hulud at Furnace Fest. I got a couple pictures of him. So that was the last time I got to talk to him after that. Because it had been a while since we'd seen each other uh, in any meaningful capacity. I'm surprised he remembered me. So it was just nice to like have like that last moment, just bullshitting, but being nostalgic, being in our, 40s, still going to hardcore because it was that impactful and that important to us. So, like I said, Mean Pete forever, like one very solid human being that if there's anything that you can do to keep him in your memories, audience, buy the Remembering Never stuff. Go to Dead Truth Recordings, go to Ferret Music, um, demand everything stay in press, get some of those other records in, gets all of his projects out there. He, again, just I feel like Remembering Never and Poison the Well changed certain aspects. Poison the Well changed aspects musically. Remembering Never changed aspects as far as attitudes go with the women and children and further. Again, it's just one of those people that you meet. They're like, oh shit, someone's talking about socio political issues, serious social issues, and like these things are a problem. We need to look at them, not just talk about them, but try to fix them. And I don't. And they were doing that at a time when not a lot of bands were really doing that. And there's a level of commendability to put those things out there. And when everyone's talking about songs about heartbreak, and like my
Yeah.
girlfriend left me, and be like, well, we did those records, but this is what we want to talk about. This is what's important to us, and we're gonna do it with the crushing weight of multiple anvils. So, Mean Pete forever.
Hell yeah. Um, so this week for you, uh, is a band that has come to mean quite a lot to me and might just be done now, question mark? I don't know. Um, they made an oblique sorta post on Instagram and have set back in May and have said no more, but, uh, band is Vulture Feather, um, featuring, ex-members of band Wilderness,
Okay.
one of the few bands that is, this was actually, introduced to me because I was listening to, uh, Jeremy Bolm's podcast, and he interviewed Patrick Kinlan of Self Defense Family Drug Church, and Patrick uh, talked on this band, really, and was like, yeah, this band is doing pretty much what we want to be doing with Self Defense Family, but better because Duke can actually sing. Um, so I went and checked it out immediately. They have a pretty modest output. They have 2 full lengths and 2 EPs. Um, but yeah, definitely in that it's in that the Children of Lungfish thing. Um, really good though. Like you're gonna listen to it and you're gonna have feelings. Yes, you do. Shut the fuck up.
The Wellbutrin says I'm not allowed to have feelings. I need to listen to the Wellbutrin.
Well, Butrin says you should have feelings, but like in moderation.
All right. All right. I'll have feelings in moderation. That sounds good. Sounds good.
Maybe don't let the emotions drive the car.
But maybe be the key to start the car.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Yeah.
It'll be the remote start in the cold to warm up the car. Then, then you drive the car.
Yeah. That's what the don't close yourself off to your feelings. I feel like
Ugh.
there's some connection here to what me and Pete was screaming at you about how you come across to people. Like there's some overlap here
There
in terms of
is.
life advice about like, being in touch with yourself and, how, you know, the way that you navigate and move through the world. But Vulture Feather is my homework for you this week. I hope you dig it. In
You've been really good
fact, I
about
know
getting
you
the cool
will.
stuff. You've
Um,
uh I know I've said it off air. I don't think I've said it on air a couple times, but like you have introduced me to like the as I because I get older. I mean, the slow march of time is never stopping. So I don't listen to as many of
mm,
all like the hard. I don't listen to as much hardcore as I used to. I mean, I still do, but I it's bands I've known for 10. I don't think we get to find new bands, which is one of the cool things. But like, there's so much. So bands of the last 5 years,
there's a
6 years,
lot.
that's, like, new to me, and then when I get represses of stuff that, like In Remembrance, the Bella Kiss that Santa Time, did, the Remembering Never, like, the Torn Apart, Holder's, like, the new band, Zayo's an old band. That is a mix of stuff, like, stuff that was an era, stuff that I loved, stuff that, like, I didn't expect that I would end up liking, but it's still very good, so I'm all about it. But as I get older, like, you've sent me down a different "Hey, quit it. Who's fighting?" Someone's fighting. So, hopefully I don't have to deal with cats. If for those that don't know, the 6 cats love to cause as many problems in this house as humanly possible. So right now there's at least one puff tail. Bien, don't start. Silas, don't start. So I'm probably have to deal with that in a minute. I had a point. I lost it. Goddamn cats. I love you, you little fucking goblins.
Um, if I may fill in for the part that I'm definitely gonna have to edit out. Uh, um, yeah, as I get older, my appreciation for other music besides hardcore definitely deepens. And I'm not like, unfortunately, I will go see new bands. I will definitely check things out, but the stuff that like sticks with me is fewer and farther between. Which, in terms of like new, like just straight up hardcore bands, the stuff that sticks with me is typically stuff that is like more adjacent, more, maybe doing something in the hardcore space, but doing it in kind of a new or different or interesting, weird way. So yeah, and then I appreciate all the weirder stuff way more. You
Yeah,
know,
and that's, like, again, big part of the show. I think mellowing out a little bit is good. I don't need to be into all the bands that have 1,000 breakdowns. I don't need to be trying to chase that I don't need to try to find everything like I did when I was younger because now there's so much. It just gets overwhelming, and then you feel like, do I still care, or am I doing this because I care, or am I doing it because, like, I'm trying to keep up? And I'd rather do
yeah,
it because I care, and that's the important part.
1000%. But um, well, I think that's all we got for you this week. Like I said, we're keeping it short and sweet and chill. Um, because I need to go to sleep because I need to be up.
I gotta make sure these
Yeah,
cats don't beat the shit out of each other.
cool. You should beat up those cats or whatever. Don't
Get
beat
out
them
of
up.
there. Go on. Leave her alone. Every day. Every day is a goddamn nightmare of cuteness and fuzziness. I love them so much.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. I have been Kate,
Still Adam.
unfortunately.
Much to the detriment of others, I'm still at him.
Eh, we're dealing with it somehow.
Slowly but surely, every day is a new beginning.
Amen and hallelujah. Peace.
Peace.